It's Monday, May 12th, 2014. And this is a special commentary about my observations regarding atheist groups in general, and specifically regarding the atheist groups in Utah. So after I left Mormonism, I spent some time outside the state of Utah and then came back. And since I've been back, I kind of, checked out different social groups and thought, well, maybe an atheist group would be useful to associate with, because atheists are by default not ultra Mormons. So you'd think that that would be a useful group of people to associate with. And in general, that's been the case. But it's been more case, the higher degree of usefulness has been when I've associated with groups which are largely unaffiliated, not highly organized, pretty much open-ended meetings, low-key, where anyone can show up if they want and chat. There's no specific social agenda for the group. Those are the more useful atheist groups. However, there's kind of a melodrama with regard to the atheist groups of Utah. Melodrama, which is not particularly surprising when you consider the general history of human social groups, how they split and break up, and how there's all this soap opera stuff. So the soap opera with regard to atheist groups, the short soap opera history is that there was a group called Utah Atheists. They forgot to keep their name registered with the state. A lady got upset with one meeting, like seeing a South Park episode there. So then she took over the registration for the group, because the group leadership didn't keep their name registration up with the state. Then that lady left the state of Utah. The group continued with another man, and then that man, he started doing outreach to the Gay Pride Festival once a year. That happens once a year in Salt Lake. Then he hooked up with a pro-life atheist and had a lady and had a kid with her. But this pro-life atheist woman, she was not welcome at the Salt Lake Valley Atheist Group, which was the successor to the Utah Atheist Group, the group who got its name taken over, the group that had to change their name because of that. They changed their name from Utah Atheists to Salt Lake Valley Atheists. The pro-life atheist woman who hooked up with the new president of Atheists of Utah, she wasn't welcome at Salt Lake Valley Atheists because of her pro-life views. Salt Lake Valley Atheists stated that it was their goal and position to be ultra-left, and that was it. Ultra-left or nothing. If you weren't ultra-left, you weren't welcome to be a member of their group. That was their agenda, to have a social agenda, ultra-left social agenda. Now, when I heard that, I thought, okay, that's a mistake. That's not really... in my opinion, atheist groups should be about listening to all sides and seeing where the truth may lie. Sometimes the truth may lie on the right, the social right, instead of the social left. Okay? So anyway, later, Atheists of Utah absorbed Salt Lake Valley Atheists. They took it over. They dissolved it, unilaterally dissolved it. In part because Salt Lake Valley Atheists, the leadership was getting older. Nobody was really stepping up to the plate. So Atheists of Utah took over Salt Lake Valley Atheists. Then more recently, Atheists of Utah is headed up by a guy who is ultra pro-gay, ultra pro the gay agenda. And so recently on their Facebook group, I posted a post that said, okay, somebody said, oh, I don't like Dynasty. the duck commander guys. So I posted a response, said, hey, I think they're provocative, funny. They help question the politically correct left, and they're mostly useful. So then the president of Atheists of Utah guy said, oh, hey, that's just bigotry. So anyway, I've had a similar conversation with so-called naturalists in the past. Naturalists, humanists. Basically, the left, they don't like their beliefs questioned any more than the right. They don't maintain that their beliefs are falsifiable any more than the cultists, religionists on the right. And so they're just another religion, not useful for human progress. I think the best way to progress as humanity is to be honest, okay? And maybe some of the ideas that the left happens to come up with may not be correct, may not be helpful for human progress. Maybe some ideas on the right are useful. It's a hard thing for an ex-conservative religionist to admit that some part of the right's views may be correct. And I know that's heresy to state. But go to another country that has zero connection with the crap history of Mormonism and Catholicism in America, and you might realize that, yes, there are certain activities which are shamed for, which maybe there's damn good reasons that the shame is ascribed to those activities. Now, the extremists on the left, they don't want any nuance with regard to a position. If you express a position which is in any way not lined up with their dogmatic ultra-leftist views, they will think you're an ultra-righty, which I'm not. But it's all belief maintenance, leftist belief maintenance. Hey, I've experienced rightist belief maintenance in the Mormon Church, rightist heresy trials, rightist excommunication. I know how that goes. But the left does the exact same fucking thing. That's one key bottom line. So, I didn't leave one cult just to join another. I don't want to be part of your social agenda if it includes exclusion of discussion of all sides, and name calling is a way of just to shut people up. Okay, let's use the word bigot and racist to just shut people up so that we can't even have a conversation. Everyone's racist a bit. Ayan Hersey Ali says that, and she's damn right about that. Everyone's racist to a certain extent. Now, human in-group morality is expanding with the help of the internet and the printing press. That's great. Let's expand in-group morality and help reduce out-group morality. I agree with that. But I agree with Steven Pinker that we need to question the leftist paradigm also. Now, Steven Pinker is maybe a bit more left than I am, but in any case, Steven Pinker and Christopher Hitchens showed us that we need to question leftist dogma also. Okay? The left can have their head in the sand and be just as naive as the people on the right. So, anyway, I don't want to belong to your church. I don't want to, be sucked into leftist, head in the sand, naive dogmatism, which is just as destructive and abusive as the dogmatism on the right. Dogma is where you have something that cannot be questioned. Okay? Atheists give lip service to questioning of their beliefs, but if you question the leftist social agenda of atheist groups, atheists, humanists, naturalists, whatever the fuck, you'll find out just how quick they will revert back to the same old dogmatic, doctrinaire cultishness that they just barely left. So that's what I object to. That's what we need recovery from. We need recovery from the right, but we also need recovery from the left. Recovery from both sides, from dogmatism and provincialism on both sides. Hey, maybe the right is right on some things. A damn hard thing for a lefty to admit. Damn hard. Okay. Now, my views are more nuanced. I don't fit into the fucking box that the lefty cultists might want to fit me into. I also don't fit into the box of the righties. The TBMs, the True Believing Mormons, don't like my blog. And the True Believing Ultra Lefty Atheists don't like my blog either. Maybe that means I'm making progress. Maybe that means that we're kind of trying to find out where the truth may lie. Maybe the truth isn't all on the left side. So I'm not going to kiss the ass of the president of Atheists of Utah. You go to their meetings. Their meetings are centered around... Let me tell you what their meetings are centered around. Their meetings are centered around having high-content alcoholic beverages raffled off in big wheelbarrows. And drinking beer. Beer-centered parties, alcohol-centered parties. And activities where there's pretty much zero children. And because of their outreach to the Gay Pride Festival, there's a higher than average normal of gay people there who can't stand anybody who questions the ultra-lefty agenda. They can't handle it. They get very upset. Name-calling and let's have a heresy trial, leftist style. Just the same fucking tonality of a heresy trial as you'd have on the right. The same methodologies and all that stuff. So, the left can be just as abusive as the right. Maybe more so. At least the right has kids. The left, they don't like having kids. So, they don't like you to take your place on the Great Mandela. They just are kind of petty narcissists by default. So, there's problems with both sides. So, moving forward, I just think we need to be able to speak honestly, even if it offends your sensibilities, lefty or righty. Okay, have fun.